Yes, in the last class, something was given as an homework. Did you people try? Can you people hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you tell whether you have tried or not? Based on this, I gave one example. I think this question, yeah, we were doing this question. Did you try that?
Ma'am, I think your screen is stuck.
Hmm?
The screen is stuck, I guess, ma'am, with the first PPT, like first slide.
Ma'am, the screen is stuck, ma'am.
I have finished, but you have done that, or I asked for identity, not this. This only, no. No, not this. This I have given, this we read. This one. Show that V set V of 2 cross 2 matrices with the real entries is a vector space with a vector addition is defined as a matrix addition and scalar multiplication. Vector scalar multiplication is a matrix scalar multiplication. So U and V is given. Okay. U is U11, U12, U21, U22. V is V11, V12, V21, V22. So for axiom 1, let us have a look. Axiom 1 says addition is associative, sorry, commutative, correct? So for showing that addition is commutative, first you have a look of set. I have, and based on the nature of the set, whatever the set is given, I am here given with a set of or elements with 2 cross 2 matrices, right? So and then now you look at what nature of elements you have, because when you are adding, no, whether the number of elements will change or nature of element will change. So here you see that what they have given is the matrix 2 cross 2 has a real entries. So when you have a real entries, then it means when you are adding the real entries, you will get the real numbers only, correct? So here you have a set V of all 2 cross 2 matrices with the real entries is a vector space, and if the vector addition is defined as a matrix addition and a vector scalar multiplication is defined as a matrix scalar multiplication. So now U is given to you as U11, U12, U21, U22. V is V11, V12, V21, V22. Axiom 1 is that when you are adding U and V, it should again go back to capital V. So we have here, when you add U plus V, you will get the first entry as U11 plus V11, U12 plus V12, U21 plus V21 and
Excuse me,
U22
ma'am.
plus V22. Because addition will go with slot element addition. Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, it should belong to vector V means the order should be the same, right?
Yes, order should be same. That criteria should be preserved. So when you are adding, in general, in mathematically we are doing this now. So when you are adding U and V, you are getting here with a standard addition they have said, na, you are doing standard addition and standard scalar multiplication you are doing, right? So U plus V when you are doing, when you are adding U plus V, what are we getting here? We are getting just all the 4 entries, and these are all real in nature, correct? So U plus V also belongs to capital V only. Why? Because the entries here are all real and it is 2 cross 2 matrix. So all matrices, or when you are adding U plus V in general, any arbitrary element, you will get 2 cross 2 matrix and it belongs to capital V, correct? And then axiom 2 is saying, axiom 1 says that whether it will be commutative or no, axiom 1 says that it should be closed. So when you are adding, again it is going back to V, it means it is closed. You are picking the 2 vectors from the same set and their addition again goes on, it is closed. Next axiom is you are checking for commutativity. So for commutativity, when you are adding u plus v, either you are adding u plus v or you are adding u plus v plus u, both will be the same. Either you are adding u plus v or you are adding v plus u, both should be same. Okay, so it is.
Okay, ma'am.
Why it is? Because either you add 1 plus 2 or you add 2 plus 1, both are same. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes. So in that case, it is commutative also. Now next result, next few you have to check and tell me. Check associativity, please check and tell me. Check the associativity and tell me quickly.
Associative means we have to take 3 vectors.
Huh? U plus v plus w should be equal to u plus v plus w. Either u plus v plus w.
We have to take another vector.
This third. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
You can take.
Follows.
You can take. U
follows.
is u1. You can define one more w. W will be w11, w12, w21, and w22.
It satisfies oxygen 3 also.
Okay. Axiom 3 is satisfied, no? Now let us try for axiom 4.
We should add with zeros, like 0 vector, right?
Zero vector you need to identify. Doing or shall I do? Are you people doing?
Yes, ma'am.
Complete it quickly. Otherwise, if you are stuck somewhere, you just tell me. I will do that. I'm not taking to the next slide. You just verify here. Axiom 3 also follows. That's what you said. LHS will be equal to RHS. I want to find out here the zero vector, which I should add to you, and I should get back to you only. So any real entries when it is added to 0 only will give you the same entries, right? So that is the reason they have mentioned here all entries are 0, 0, 0. Or what I can do here, I can take u as this entry. U11, U12, U21, U22, correct? And I will take the another entry as E1. E1 is equal to the next. Hello? Yes. So what I do here is I will take the entry 0 E. I will take here. I will do it on board. Yeah. I just take E vector, correct? E vector as I will take E1, E1, E2, E3, and E4. Okay. After getting this, in general, I will add this to you. I say let this be any number which actually when added to U vector will give you the U vector back. So U plus E vector is equal to U vector. So what I get here is just add it. So this relation itself will give you E entries as 0. If you want, you can check U11, U12, U21, and U22. Right? Now plus E1, E2, E3, and E4 is equal to U11, U12, add it and equate it to the slot elements. What are you getting? E1, E2, E3, E4. Can anyone tell me? Tell me. Huh? We are getting all 0, right? So here we can mention 0. Here we can mention 0. Here also we can mention 0. And here also we can mention 0. So all these are 0. It means our additive identity is 0, 0. Correct now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now additive inverse. Find out the additive inverse. Additive inverse is a element in the set which when added to the number will give you additive identity. Correct? So you assume some additive inverse. Add it to the number. Equate it to the identity. Then you will get all unknowns. And tell me what are you getting? For U vector, which is having the slot elements U11, U12, U22, U21, U22. Add it to the E1, E2, E3, E4. Equate it to 0. What are you getting? Minus U11, minus U12, minus 21, minus U21 and minus U22. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think there's some lag with your screen, ma'am.
Huh?
I think there's some
Yes.
lag, ma'am. I'm not able to see after your writing.
Yes, ma'am.
You
Coming
didn't
up for a
see,
long time.
you cannot see my board?
No, the board is visible, ma'am, but after you write something, it's coming after a while. It's not coming instantly.
Now last what you are seeing? Additive identity?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Maybe due to the speed of the net. Sometimes it is there. Now let us come to the additive inverse. Additive inverse I did not wrote actually. I can't hear you. Hello. I cannot hear you. Hello, am I there in class?
Ma'am, make
Yes,
a
ma'am.
Huh? What is that?
Ma'am, I think they tried saying that make everyone attendees, ma'am.
Me also. Very good. If you will mute me, no. I'll leave the class. Okay, so additive inverse means when you are adding the vector u plus 0 vector, u plus not e vector, I'll say a vector. Let a vector be the additive inverse. Let a vector be the additive inverse. Then adding a vector to u, I will get e vector. Correct. Now what I do here is I just take up the vector u1, okay, u12, then I'll take next vector as u21 and u22. A11, A1, add A11 and seeing that all these are unknowns, treating these as unknowns, we actually have to find out these values. So A12, A21, sorry, A21.
If you're finding additive inverse, it should be the negative of, we should add the negative
Yeah,
of
it is
right?
coming as negative. Yeah, but not every time. In this case, since it is defined as a standard addition, it will come. Okay. So next is 0 vector, or you can say it is E vector. Okay. Now add it to and then equate. Equating, you will get A11 is equal to U11 minus U11. A12 is equal to minus U12. Okay, A21 is equal to minus A21. Correct now?
Yes, ma'am.
So like that you can find out. So these are all my entries which is actually the element for the additive inverse. A22 is equal to minus U should be there. U. Okay. Next is that yeah, you have your, you see that these are all the entries which you have, but how you are getting that I have explained you. Now next is all from 6th to 10th, we have all scalar multiplication along with the vector addition. Both will be there. So just see that and just see here I'll explain. When you are multiplying any real number with any real scalar, you are going to get all the entries from the real world only. It means you are going to get 2 cross 2 matrix which will have a real entries. So I can say that if you multiply with any real scalar, you are going to get a real number only. Correct? So you can say that this will be preserved. The nature of the element will be preserved here. Correct? Same way you can go for 7, 8, 9 also, and you can use the properties of matrices and you can show the answers. Next is 10th, 1 into u. 1 into u is very crucial. Sometimes for few questions it is not satisfied. So just check 1 into u, you will get u. Okay. So 1 into u is giving you 1 into u1, u2, u12 and u21. All these entries will appear like this. Okay, let us have okay, so next is these properties. Please have a look. This also you can see it will be similar. I was finishing here. Okay, next is same question but in the
Which slide you are
terms
showing?
of examples. This property you can please it's for matrices. So please save it. Okay, I'll share
slide?
this. I'll share this with you people.
Share PPT.
Okay. Hello.
Which slide are you showing now?
I am showing. Wait, I shared no. I shared
Yes.
theorem 1.4.1.
The,
Can you see that?
The 10th slide is visible.
Huh?
Now it is coming now.
No, yes, ma'am.
Now it is coming. Yeah, it takes some time to load. Okay. So I'll give till here some homework to you all, and you all can try these questions. Okay. Let us see this question. Just see that u is equal to u2, v is equal to v1, v2. When you are adding u plus p, you are getting u1 plus v1, u2 plus v2. And when you are multiplying vector u with k, you will get k u1 comma 0. Okay. So k u1 comma 0 is nothing but multiply u with k, you will get the first slot element as k u1 comma 0. U is equal to u1 comma u2 is such that u2 is not equal to 0. So in that case, now all scalar multiples, we should be very, very careful and very clearly when you are multiplying some number with 1, you should get the same number. But here we are not getting, we are getting u1 comma 0, which is not equal to u. So this axiom itself first is not at all satisfying. With respect to addition, yes, you will be able to satisfy till 5. But after that, it is quite difficult. Maybe LHS, wherever we are verifying LHS equal to RHS, that condition also will satisfy because slot element is getting 0 and you will get the RHS also, the similar fashion. But this one will not be preserved. You are not at all getting 1 into u is equal to u. So this is the specific type of multiplications which we use to define for few spaces based on our requirement, and we just check whether it is a vector space or not. So here also the same thing, when you are taking up two vectors u plus v, the addition is defined like this and multiplication is defined like this, and they're asking us to check whether it is a vector space or not. So we are, when we checked, the 10th axiom only fails here. Okay, So every case will not be a vector space. We should be very, very careful. Okay. So please try few questions. I'll give here the exercise. Want to leave early. I have some work. Okay. So I'm just giving you few questions. All of you please try in the Howard Hinton and Chris Ross. Go to the chapter 5th. Chapter 5th is here. This is 5.6. 5.1. So I just ask you people to do the question number 1, question number 2. Question number 1, question number 2, and question number 3. Okay. So please try these questions, and I'll tell you for question number 1, when you will do 1.u, it will satisfy, but rest all you just check. Okay. When you will do 1.u, it will not satisfy in the question number 2. So it is not at all going to be a vector space. In case of 3, 1.u, just check 1.u, it will satisfy, it will not satisfy. 1.u is 2x, 2y.
And we should do and show all the 10
not
axioms,
equal to
right?
u. Yes, you have to show all the 10 axioms, just I'm telling you. And what you try with these 3 questions, you know, right now you have a 10 minutes class now. You please, all of you try these 3 questions. It is there. I have some work doing it. As soon as you finish, you can leave. Otherwise, you take it as a homework, you do it on your own. Okay. When we check for a vector space, we have to check all the 3 axioms. I'm telling you one of the axioms because sometimes, you know, our question is like list all those axioms which are failing.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Not only checking that whether it is a vector space or not, list all those axioms which are failing. So that we have to take care. Okay. So please note down the questions, whether you have taken the picture of questions or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'm just leaving, have some work. Sorry for the inconvenience. Next, I have to take 2 or 3 extra classes, which I missed during Viva period. Viva was there, and today also 10 minutes break. So one day you just give me two classes. I will. Anyways, it's a 3 credit we'll be able to finish. But if you are feeling that some more questions should be done in class, you can give me 1 class. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.